So I want to reiterate on this whole Frank Warren saying that Tyson Fury is a bigger draw than Anthony Joshua. And as you guys know, I made a video talking about how Frank Warren and the LDBC, for the most part, was full of shit, and proving that not only that Anthony Joshua was no way, shape, and form possible could be afraid of Tyson Fury, being that he was whooping on Tyson Fury during training camp and even dropped him, you know. And the whole fact about Frank Warren saying that Tyson Fury is a bigger draw than Anthony Joshua. And I went on in that video to go to say that how can Tyson Fury be a bigger draw than Anthony Joshua when Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker did better numbers than the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. And of course, I had some people come at me talking about, well, you can't say that because, the prices are different. And also, they never released the pay-per-view numbers and whatnot and whatever. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to show people exactly what I mean by that and how I can prove what I'm talking about by simply showing you that it is no secret that Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker fought at the O2 Arena, correct? Okay. The O2 Arena holds how many seats? 20,000. Okay. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fought at the Staples Center. How many seats does the Staples Center hold? 21,000. And as you know, they got nowhere near close to selling out. Okay. So when Frank Warren says him and Tyson Fury are only interested in the big fights, basically Joshua and Deontay Wilder, and basically shooting down and shitting on Dillian Whyte, how can you say that when Dillian Whyte is selling out an arena that you and your fighter in America was not able to sell even half? You see what I'm talking about here? Like, how are you going to be able to say something like that? And I don't want to hear the difference between, oh, well, that's because he's in the UK and this, that, and the third. Well, if Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury fight, it would be in the UK. So that's even better projecting numbers for you guys to figure out what kind of numbers that fight will do. So if that's the kind of numbers that Dillian Whyte did in the UK, I seriously doubt that Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte will take their fight to America to fight. No, it's going to be over in the UK. So if you're only interested in fighting the big fights, Dillian Whyte just displayed his worth right there. And his worth is obviously more than Deontay Wilder's, you know what I'm saying? And it's arguably more than Tyson Fury, easy. So if you're only interested in the big fights, how could you not count Dillian Whyte amongst one of those people who can produce a big fight? It doesn't make any sense at all, and people don't want to admit it, whether it's here on both sides in America or in the UK. But Dillian is the second best heavyweight in the division, period. I keep telling people this. I don't know what it is about Dillian Whyte that people just seem to dislike so much. Like, give and take. I didn't like Dillian Whyte, when I first started watching him. I couldn't stand the guy. I couldn't stand the guy at all. But, his personality, his brashness, his hard work, it won me over. And now I'm more like, how can you not like the guy? So all those people that were talking about, well, how can you compare something like that? I can compare it easy by the bodies that was able to fill the arena. I don't care what the price of tickets was. Let's just go off body counts alone. Okay. So it can be said that Dillian Whyte can put more bodies in seats than Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, because supposedly Dillian Whyte is down the ladder, but yet over in the UK, his fight produced better numbers and was able to sell out a 21 seated arena, while in America, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder struggled. And, I'm overusing the word struggled. I actually need something that's worse than that to sell a 21,000 seated arena. And this is the thing. All I ever hear is how the UK is so much smaller than America and how America is so much bigger. Well, that gives even more credence to Dillian Whyte because he did it in a smaller country, and you guys threw this fight in a country that's 3-4 times bigger than the UK. Easy. So once again, how can Dillian Whyte not be considered a big fight? And how can you consider yourself a bigger draw than Dillian Whyte? When truthfully, as quiet is kept, Dillian Whyte is probably a bigger draw than Tyson Fury in the UK right now. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. I don't know how it is over there, especially after he grabbed that win over Deontay Wilder. But there's one thing that you got to do, and you have to add Dillian Whyte into that round table conversation. You know what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte is definitely sitting at the table, I mean, people try to ignore and act like he's not sitting right across from him, but the man is right there. So it's no way that people can downplay Dillian Whyte. It's no way that people could say Dillian Whyte is not important, so let me just bypass him. And when you think about it, as far as a bigger fight and as far as Wilder goes, skip Dominic Breazeale, man. Skip everybody else. Why wouldn't you go to Dillian Whyte? Dillian Whyte Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder is going to do way better numbers and views than him and Dominic Breazeale. Dillian Whyte is that guy right now. You know what I'm saying? Next to the man, which is Joshua. So why wouldn't Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder want to fight Dillian Whyte right now? I mean, he also is the WBC silver champion, might I add. So at this point, just like I told people, for Wilder, it's nowhere to run. He's all out of choices, and he's going to have to make a decision. And, his ending is inevitable. He's trying to dodge something that he can't dodge. And as far as Tyson Fury goes, he talks all this God and, donating his money to charity and stuff like that. When, let's be real, everything that you say and everything that you and Frank is doing is all tell signs of somebody who's just trying to get a good payday. And I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? You're in the boxing game. You give up flesh for what you do. So I'm not mad at you. But don't pretend it's not about the money when you know it is about the money. It's always about the money. Because if it wasn't, why do you need a 50-50? What have you done to deserve a 50-50? Tyson Fury career, if you go back and track it, he has done nothing in his career. And I'm not talking about his opponents. I'm talking about performance wise and number wise and pay-per-view wise. He has done nothing to say that this guy deserves, 50%, and that's the crazy part. And I totally get Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. The point is this: you don't work that hard in order for somebody to be able to piggyback off your hard work. How would you feel if you showed into a job, right? And you walked in there and you were like busting your ass and, you raised the quota up at the job and you made everything good. And the boss came in and he told you, because you are doing so well, we are going to give everybody a raise. You'd be like, hold on. Instead of splitting that up, giving this person a quarter, giving this person a quarter, giving that person a quarter, why don't you just give me my $5 or my $2 raise? You know what I'm saying? I don't come in here and bust my ass so other people can work mediocre and then get paid because of my hard work. That doesn't make no sense. And anybody can't understand that. You just being belligerent at this point. Nobody deserves to get paid more than Anthony Joshua because nobody has done the leg work that Anthony Joshua has done. And that's point blank and period. They should never give in to anybody demands like that. And I don't care how you try to shame somebody. I don't care how you try to call somebody a coward. And that whole he's scared, and that tactic is old, and the dress has been pulled up on that tactic. So you guys are going to need something else, and if it's something else, so better. If you believe that your fighter is a 50-50 draw now, you have to go prove it. You got to go prove your numbers. So go take another fight and let's see how those numbers do and prove your worth. And if you prove your worth, then that's a different story. But first, you got to prove it. There's no use for anybody and everybody just trying to get paid off of Anthony Joshua. Everybody in the heavyweight division is in a better position because Anthony Joshua even exists in the heavyweight division. And that's just the truth. Because let's be honest, none of you guys be getting any attention if it wasn't for him. He was the man that brought eyes back to the heavyweight division. Don't you ever forget that. He's the one that did that. If he wasn't around, if you think people don't know who Deontay Wilder is now, I mean, my God, you know what I'm saying? None of these guys would get no shot. Nobody would know who a Big Baby Miller is. Nobody, because nobody cares about the division. He is the reason why the division has eyes on it. So nobody deserves to be on the same level as him as far as percentage goes. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Bruce Van, I'm out. Oh, yes. And one more thing about Dillian Whyte before I go. And this should be appealing to the casual fans, what I have to say right here. One of the unique and special things about Dillian Whyte and what you have to love about Dillian Whyte and what makes him valuable is one thing that you know about Dillian Whyte, no matter who he fights, you know that you're going to have an entertaining fight. That's a fact. You know that you're going to have an entertaining fight. You know that he come in there to bang. You know that you're not going to be bored, and more than likely you're going to see a knockout, either from Dillian Whyte or either Dillian Whyte getting knocked out because the way he's pursuing the fight. And that's a fact about Dillian Whyte. He's a guaranteed good fight. And as for a casual fan, as for somebody who likes boxing, as for somebody who's always worried about sitting in on boring fights, Dillian is a guaranteed good matchup to watch against anybody. And in boxing, how could you not like that? As a boxing fan, how could you not like that? And, that's all I got to say about Dillian Whyte. But that right there I thought was one of the most potentest things about Dillian Whyte. He's going to give you action, guaranteed. I don't care if you put him in there with an invisible man. You're going to see a very good fight. All right, I'm out.